Hello there everybody, my name is Irish Total War and welcome back to the Mide campaign on Thrones of Britannia. It's been a couple of days since I last played and yeah, just checking over the map, reacquainting myself and, you know, making sure I do indeed know what I'm doing. Last time we played we had a fairly decisive victory over at Nodba here, or Knodba, you know, all depending on how you want to say it. I think that might be a silent C now that I think of it. But anyway, yeah, we're going to be making a move up to Linz here to defeat Brega before Dyflin can. I do believe Dyflin are currently at war with Brega. We can go have a look at that.
I will listen to your propositions.
Yep, they are indeed at war with Brega, so it is a bit of a race to take control of these two areas. And yeah, these two areas are currently supposed to be in control of the town of Dyflin in and of itself, if we can see here. Yeah, right there. So we are hoping we already have control of Nodba here, and once we get Brega, we will get a couple of extra building slots to again play around with. And after that, we are going to want to maybe think about taking Dyflin in and of itself to try and maybe put the faction of Dyflin on the back foot. Although the Vikings will definitely not, you know, they will definitely not enjoy that. So we currently do have the means to attack Linz right now, as do Dyflin. So again, it is a race against time. Low public order in the province of Brega as well, currently -5. Again, that will go up as we go through the turns. Only a 5% chance of rebellion. That is, you know, that is fairly high. But once we take Linz, I can bring this army back down to Nodba and hopefully stabilize things there. I do have a secondary army, that is actually not my army. Ah, here he is. So yeah, we do have a secondary army right there at Clonmacnois, and it is currently retraining now. We have a little bit of upkeep to play around with and a good amount of food, so I could probably recruit about 2 units for this army and be relatively okay. But for now, let's bring this army Flanshina up to Linz and yeah, take out Brega once and for all, shall we? Before those pesky Vikings get to it.
Show no mercy!
So yeah, this is just going to be an auto-resolve, no problemo. That looks to be, yeah, definitely a general, so he will die pretty much right away. And Linz will be mine, and we'll get a very, very, very profitable trade port, hopefully, with the island of Britain. Now then, auto-resolve, go, yeah, probably go aggressively, no problem. We probably won't lose anyone too much. So we lost 2 guys, yep, no problem, we took out that general, so perfect. And no point in ransoming, no point in taking on warriors right now. I want to maintain these chevrons here that we have in this army. And there's really no one to kill, so I don't know, just ransom them, I guess. Ransom nobody. Okay, and make Linz mine. So yeah, we'll just occupy that. We will get a little bit of public order penalties, but we're definitely not going to subjugate. I want that trade node for myself, so we will occupy it. And that should be Brega gone. And that is indeed Brega gone bye-bye. Fantastic. So now Dyflin have no one else to war with.
We will talk now.
Our strength our 2 strengths are relatively similar. Currently, we are really, really unfriendly with Briefna, though. We're very neutral with Dyflin, so I probably will want to turn my focus over to Briefna. Yeah, currently hostile, although it is improving. What's the strength rating between us two? Again, it's about half and half. So war with Briefna might be on the cards next, and I think after we subjugate Briefna, or just take them over flat out, we should have a fair amount of legitimacy at that point to actually annex a couple of factions. Now then, we will bring him down back to Nodba for a bit of retraining, although what can we build in Linz here? We currently have a fishing village and we have a brine spring, so that'll give me some salt production, which will help with industry and market, and it'll help with food, as you can see here. Food has gone up by nearly double. Not bad, man, not bad at all. And the fishing village will give us a little bit of extra money, some supply, and more food, so that's absolutely fantastic. No need really for me to replace the buildings here. Now then, we are going to want to maybe start talking to a couple of factions over in Wales, try and maybe develop some trade with them. We can try with these boys here.
And let us negotiate.
if trade is actually possible to broker. If not, then we could go with possibly an alliance or a declaration of friendship. So yeah, we could go with that, a declaration of friendship with Gwynedd, maybe.
You have our assent.
I definitely want to see can I get a declaration of friendship or maybe even a marriage alliance with Wessex, if at all possible. I actually pulled that off in my practice campaign.
We will break bread, then seek a court.
Now, Alfred the Great is, well, he is going to be insanely difficult to take down for the other factions here. I could easily see him pretty much subjugating East Anglia and probably Mercia, no problem, if that is indeed how that will go. But if we can go with a declaration of friendship with him, which we can.
This is acceptable.
That's fantastic, so we'll run with that. Not too shabby at all. Okay, let's pop back over to Ireland. Lovely. So, yeah, we're gonna let this army retrain a bit. We'll bring him back down to Nobel. Hopefully this army will leave. It is sort of trespassing right now. Not a massive fan of this. Currently have about enough upkeep to possibly recruit about 4 more units. And preferably I would want these units to be within the army of Flanshina. So next turn we'll get him down into Noba. Our boys will be a little bit more retrained. And we will definitely move north against Briefna. Let's see, can we talk to them though? Maybe we can annex them.
What dark business brings you to my door?
Okay, so the option of annexation is currently not here. Still very much, still very, very much hostile towards them right now. We are definitely a lot better than them strength-wise, so a war should be relatively straightforward between us and them. Lovely. Okay, so it's in that turn, we're currently in the dead of winter. Should be spring when we come back. Also, yeah, that's just slow public order. Again, that should stabilize as we play on. If any rebellions pop up here, putting them down should be no issue. Especially if they pop up with my main army within the borders of the province. Okay, so Dyflin have gone back to Dyflin, or that Dyflin army has, up to a 16 unit stack. So that's 4 off of full. So Lean are making a few moves. Lean sitting right outside of Dyflin. Ah! Damn, Flanshina's mother is now no more. At the age of, you know, relatively young, 51. That's a shame. Also, we have a Viking raid south of Britannia, which we cannot see due to the fog of war. We do have Francia right down there. We can just see the edge of it. Let's take a look at Lean. Take a look at their relative strength. Starting with
I hope you're not
Nas.
planning on wasting my time.
Are they at war with anyone? They're at war with Dyflin. Okay. That's, that could be good for me. That's actually really good for me. If Lean can weaken Dyflin's armies somewhat, we could swoop in and take what we need from them, thus getting a foothold on this bit of coastline. We currently have an unassigned skill. You're a governor. So one thing I tend to do with governors is I tend to focus on their abilities as a scribe, because that will give them +1 to governance, but the main thing is it will give me a tax bonus or a income bonus per province. So I think we will definitely do that, give him scribe. That'll get him up to -60% corruption as well, which is just fantastic, and a little bit of extra income, so we can turn this guy into an amazing governor. That would be amazing, so we will try and push on for that. Current traits right now, he is trustworthy, intelligent, a pacifist, and calm. Really, really good traits for him. So not too shabby. So yeah, we'll run with that. What is he the governor of? I do believe it's this province here. Let me have a look at that, actually. Should be in faction. And governors and estates. So yeah, he's the governor of pretty much all of Mide. And we don't have the main settlement in Brega to install a governor there. Although we could give away an estate. We could give away the estate of Nodba to maybe solidify a bit of loyalty. Could give it to Clairkin or Eilil. But really I don't see much need in doing that right now. So we do have a very small Britannia army just camping my border. I think what we'll do is we'll bring up this army here to sort of block his path.
Ready for action.
That is a lot of trade coming out of Ardok. My. So speaking of that, in 3 turns we are going to have a ton of food and hopefully a little bit of extra income coming out of the silver mine. And with Clonmac Noish in 2 turns, we'll have an upgraded garrison and a little bit more extra income from the church itself and fame. But we will take a minus 30 food production hit, but that will be offset by the buildings that we're building in Ardok, no problemo. Okay, so we're going to bring down Flan into Nodba.
Forward we go.
It's currently at a minus 6, so hopefully again that will stabilize relatively well. We'll want to definitely recruit some units in this army. Currently using up 100 food. I have a fair amount of income to play with. I would like to get a Spear Raider unit, but unfortunately that is not available to me right now. We currently have 3 decent Spear units right now and 3 decent Sword units, so the Spear units, I want to use them to hold the enemy in place while I flank around with my Sword units and Cavalry. A very basic way to play, but you know, it works, so no point in not going for that. We could actually go for these 2 here, no problem. And probably maybe an extra Horse Boys unit. That's gonna be 30 food gone, so that'll bring me back down to 38. That will probably bring me back down to about 100-ish income per turn, so we'll see that. Oh, not as much as I thought. Okay, that's fantastic. The upkeep for Horse Boys is actually relatively low. And the upkeep for current Swordsman is actually relatively low. That's fantastic. Thought it'd be a lot higher than that. Okay, that's great. So we'll let this army just replenish here in Nodba, and again, hopefully stabilize the public order a wee bit. Currently have nothing really that we can build in Briefna or Nodba even, and Linz. Now then, what is Lean? Okay, Lean are currently raiding in Dyflin. If this Dyflin army were to sally out, they would likely beat back Lean just through numbers alone. Seeing what they have, though, we have no idea.
No way.
Currently, there's a Fianna band that was only just recruited. No idea what the rest of their army composition is like. It doesn't look like they have a general, but they must. Surely they must. General is normally at the left-hand side. Okay, so next turn, yeah, we're going to keep moving up this army here. Might give him an extra unit, actually. I might stop him off in Ardok.
Hurry it up.
Very even fight between these 2 here. No idea what they have. Alright, lovely. We're going to move this army here into Kianish.
Hurry it up.
And hopefully we should be able to get there next turn, which we can. And a couple of more turns, this army should be fighting fit. Let's end that turn. Okay, East Anglia making moves down into what looks to be Wessex territory. Ah, call to arms. Okay, so looks like Eilock is being attacked by a Viking faction. They are all the way up there in Scotland. Right then. Guess we'll enter the war on the side of the ally. We actually get more legitimacy if we do come to their aid. So far, though, the strength is really in our favor, so we'll enter that war. Okay, so Dyflin are moving south into the lands of Lean. Very interesting to see how that war will end. Either way, the victor of that war will get a significant strength boost. I'm going to want to watch out for Ulster as well up in the north. They have a fair amount of land to play with. Just want to check out the strength rating.
Alright.
Okay, it's about half and half.
Persuade me.
Yeah, in my practice campaign, what happened was Ulster pretty much took over the entirety of the north, and they were a hell of a pain to take out. But you know, after winning about 5 battles against them, I was actually able to make a vassal kingdom out of them. So we'll see if we can go down a relatively similar path. Now then, that's currently Downpatrick. Conir, Lathern. Okay, we'll make a move down south. Bring Flanchina up into Kianish here. Bring this army into Ardok, and give him about 2 units to
For the
recruit.
glory of the Gale.
So, we can give him an archer unit. We'll definitely give him a Freeman Javelin. Actually, might give him a couple of that. Definitely, we don't really need another Spearman, I don't think. A couple of Freeman Javelin will not be a bad call, though. That gives me... Okay, that brings me down to about 18 food and 199 per turn. But again, with the industry coming up next turn and the cattle grazing coming up in 2 turns, that should help stabilize that again.
For the glory of the Gale.
Right, so in about, let's say in about 2 turns, I will consider this army pretty much fighting fit. We'll be able to move on Kelmore. Not sure what else they have, though.
What dark
In terms of
business brings you
standing
to my
armies, I mean,
door?
that could be it. That could actually be it, so... Taking out this army, sure. Taking out this faction actually should be a walk in the park, relatively.
None shall stand
Alright, end that
against
turn again. Should see our income going up due to the silver mines being created. Also, guys, remember to leave me feedback in the comments section down below. Looks like Dyflin have taken Glendalough from Lean. It would appear that, yeah, the Lean army has been beaten back. I cannot see it anymore. And they've actually raised a new army over in Nass. So Lean could be down and out. Looks like Austriga is actually declaring war on Lean. So Lean are about to be at war with 3 people, including myself. Lean are done. Lean are without a doubt done. Actually, we're going to want to take Nass pretty quickly. We're going to enter war on the side of our ally. It's going to be a race now to essentially divide this land. Now, Austriga have a 12 stack to play around with. So actually, a little bit of a change of plan. We're going to move this army down south. We're going to make a move on Nass. We can get there, just in 3 turns. That may not be enough time.
Can't do that.
They can get there in 2. But we'll have to see if they actually make a move like that. How's Braga looking? Oh, that is not fantastic. We may need to put down a rebellion very shortly.
War is what we do best.
We're actually going to move this army over to the east.
Good and ready.
Briefna right now are no threats, so we don't have to worry about that. But the public order over in Nodba and Linz right now is not amazing. We do need to have Dyflin to essentially ease matters over here. Contested provinces are always a pain
War is
to
what we do
govern.
best.
So yeah, we're going to make a move on Nass pretty quickly.
The men are eager to
And
get
we'll
to
bring
it.
this army over here.
On the war path. We must rest first.
Okay, we have technologies tree search now. Currently over, I think the only thing we have to research now is community. What about militarily? We need to recruit more units to unlock some of these, so that is absolutely fine. We'll go with libraries. In 4 turns, we'll have the ability to build a library. Fantastic. And that in turn should help with research rate. Cool. So a lot more money to play around with now due to the silver mines being built. And we should have a lot more food now to play with too on the start of this turn. So we're at war with 2 factions now, or is it 3? I think it's 2 at the moment. But our central position means those factions would have to travel through a lot of the lands that they're at war with anyway just to get to me. So I'm not too worried about the faction to the north. Now then, what is Dyflin going to do? Are they going to take another one? You're kidding me. Jesus, Austriga, you're now really? You're now declaring on Briefna? I was gonna do that! Alright then, we're now at war with 3 people. Fantastic. Austriga, you are really making things, a wee bit dodgy for me. Right then, this army is gonna take Kelmore right away. Currently at war with this army here. Bollocks anyway, man. That's annoying. I do want to take Nass, because Nass is pretty much undefended. It's currently winter right now, though. I've made an error. Okay, we're going to go take Kelmore right away. This army should have no issue taking this. And it'll be a good way to get him a little bit of extra XP. This army could take Ardok. In fact, this army will take Ardok.
For the glory of the Gales.
In fact, we're going to want to take out this army first, so I'm actually going to garrison him in
Move it
Ardok.
now!
So we're going to be doing battle with this army pretty shortly.
None shall stand against
By
us.
next turn, these javelinmen should be alright.
Not possible.
Oh, Ostriga, what are you doing to me, man?
Come share the comforts of my household.
Could create a vassal kingdom, and they would consider that insulting. Shame. Just a shame. How's my legitimacy looking? Currently at only 15 right now. We gotta raise that a hell of a lot more.
None
Hopefully
shall
by
stand
taking a
against
couple of
us.
extra settlements, we'll get that. You know, we'll go a long way. Right, let's see what Briefna do. We're gonna need to use this relatively small army to keep them at bay. But will Briefna make a move to attack Ardok, or will they just bypass Ardok altogether to go for something a wee bit more undefended? We'll have to check that out. Let's hope we don't get a rebellion. Rebellion chance was increasing just a wee bit. Up to 11% now, which means within the next 10 turns, we are likely to do a rebellion. Probably less than that. Briefna are going to attack. That's very silly from them. Don't know what they're thinking. They have a general, they have Freeman Spearmen and Javelinmen. We outnumber them by about 100-ish. That's fine. We have, I would say that we have kind of equal supremacy in terms of missiles with Briefna right now. This should be a relatively easy fight, though. We're going to, we'll fight because the auto-resolve is not exactly completely in my favor, so we will fight. And a hell of a fight it will be, too. And we should be due a fair amount of experience chevrons with these boys. And given that they're attacking me, which is great, that means I'll be able to, you know, do a defensive formation. I'm worried about that cav, though. If we can lure the cav into my spear walls, we'll be alright. And we are going to want to target their missiles with my own, so we don't lose a full unit. Only 2 command on Eilil here as well, so this will be a good, be a good test for him to develop a wee bit. Has good loyalty, good influence. Not that great of a governor, though. Anyway, the battle for Ardok, 879 AD. Let's dive on in, shall we? When this will want to load. Oh, the loading bar went backwards that time. That's new. And every time I get that, the blue circle of death. Ah, a bit foggy. I do believe we do have the town of Ardok right over here. Don't know if they'll dive on in and sack that or set it on fire. That would be really annoying if they did that, because I'm fairly sure that would actually hurt my morale.
Spearmen! Spearmen!
Alright, lovely. And we're going to want to put these 2 in 2 right here, and we'll put him in 3. Lovely. Stick these boys just about here. Put you right down there. Right there at the back. And we'll put these boys in Shield Castle. And the cav, we'll put them right about here. Lovely. Let's see what we can do with this cav unit.
Javelins!
A little bit worried about the javelins, though. We'll see.
A cavalry charge to the rear of an enemy formation.
I know, you tell me every time.
We're ready for this. Ride hard.
Okay, so they are coming up. That cav will look to flank. We are going to be taking some pretty awful hits from their javelins. They will have good javelins. They're going into wedge formation. If they charge right into this, that will be the end of that cavalry, no doubt. Gonna want to hit their javelinmen. Hit the javelinmen now. Hit the javelinmen now. Okay, took down a fair amount. Took down 11. The javelinmen aren't even gonna fire. What? That's it. That's ridiculous. Okay, I don't even know what this cavalry is up to, but we can hit them. Hit the cav, hit the cav. What's the cavalry doing? The cavalry is acting...
Give your orders.
the cavalry is acting like an idiot. That's what the cavalry is doing.
Speed up, riders.
Our general is under attack.
Get going. Move it.
Yeah, this cavalry is gonna die.
Drive those horses.
This cavalry is going to die.
Hit them.
Okay, now they realize that, yeah, they're acting like idiots. Okay, this Freeman Spearman is, it's done. We're getting a ton of kills with our general here. Fantastic. Gonna want to keep the javelins, the javelin pressure on this cavalry here as well.
They flee before our
We
might.
are the Gales.
Devil take the hinds to battle!
Give your orders. Ride hard. Engage them.
Let's try and take out the cav here, bring these boys right around.
Javelins!
This cavalry unit is gonna be absolutely shredded. Beautiful.
Let's get
The enemy general is dead.
Lovely, that's done.
Ride those horses.
Okay, so we got a Freeman Javelin unit on the run. Let's finish this off by a rear charge into their spearmen.
Ride hard. Ravage them.
Lovely. Relatively simple, relatively straightforward, not a bad victory. Let's finish him off. Okay, so that general's gonna make it, but it's done. He died, so 3 of them will make it out. We're gonna want to take out that javelin unit and that spearman unit, but let's make sure we shred this unit to smithereens. This Freeman Spearman unit went up to rank 3. Which one was it? Ah, it was the one that took out the cav.
We're ready.
Well done, lads, well done. I'll take a look at who got the most kills after this. And then let's go mop up the rest. Now, this Household Riders are up to rank 2. Let's see, can we get them up to rank 3? They already got 200 kills to their name. This one got 15, not bad. 24 and 55. These boys, well, not bad. They didn't really have a lot to aim at. Most of those kills really came from attacking their javelins and the enemy general. So not too bad, huh? Not too bad at all. We lost 43 people. They lost pretty much the lot. They only got 43 kills. Ah, hilarious, man. That's that army pretty much done and dusted, which now means we'll be able to move the army of Eilil over to... I believe it was... I've forgotten the name of it now. My bad. We'll see it when we come back in. Look at me forgetting the names of the settlements in the country that I currently reside in. What kind of patriot am I? Yeah, that was a short battle, 5 minutes, just under 6. No problem. And we'll have to see now if Brief now have anything else up their sleeve. I'm kind of very surprised at how warmongering Austriga are. They've very it's hilarious, they've just very carefree declared war on 2 factions. And I think we're gonna reap the benefits of taking their main towns. So Austriga, this will not be very profitable for you. We're just gonna ransom. Good. That's really annoying. That is infuriating. Now I gotta go and get that back. A 1 stack took that, man. Or a 1 unit stack even. God damn. Okay, I'm gonna go take Nas. I'm gonna come back up and take Clunirad or Irid even. Anyway, that'll be it for this part. Hopefully you all enjoyed. You've been watching the Mide campaign on Thrones of Britannia. Hopefully you're all enjoying. I shall see you for the next one. Bye bye.